All right, folks, what's up? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of the guide. So this video is for a specific target audience. Like recently, I've been getting a lot of folks hit me up telling me like, hey, I'm ready to jump in the stock market, but I don't know what stocks to pick. Can you give me some recommendations? Give me something to start off with. And I always tell them, you got to do some of your own research, do your own research. That way you kind of have a better understanding of what you're getting yourself into. But to get yourself started, some people don't know what that research looks like. So what I did was I comprised like 4 little stocks that I invest in, and I made a little short tutorials kind of showing you how you can do your own short research or quick research. So check it out. Right now I am logged into my E-Trade account, and I'm going to show you how to do some quick research on some stocks. So I got 4 stocks. These are stocks that I do own, that I invest in. And the 4 stocks are Cisco, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, and Nike. So when you're in the E-Trade, right, at the top right, you see it says symbol, company, or keywords. We're going to go ahead and type in the symbol. And the Cisco symbol is CSCO. It says Cisco Systems. And now we're going to search for it. So bam. In here, right, now this is where it's going to give you a snapshot about this stock. So what we know is Cisco stock costs $45 a share, $45.03. So you're trying to determine if you think this is a stock that is worth investing in. And when I'm looking at buying stocks, I'm looking at dividends and growth. Those are the 2 things. More importantly, dividends than anything. But if it's a stock that has like crazy growth, I may dabble in that, but mostly I'm looking for dividends. So for this stock right here, right, if you go down here, it says snapshot, you're going to have all this data down here. And right here in the quarterly dividend / yield, this right here tells you, it says it's paying dividends quarterly 36 cents. So for every $45, you're going to be making 36 cents a quarter, which is about 3% of your money, 3.2. And if we do this like at annual number, you just do 36 times 4, and then it's $1.44. So right now, right off the bat with Cisco, you know for every $45 you spend in a year, you're going to make $1.44 back off of that money that you have invested in Cisco. That's already more money than savings, like right off the bat, Like I said, there's a couple of stocks we want to look at, so let's look at the next one, right? The next one we want to look at is Coca-Cola. So bam, Coca-Cola. We see that right now Coca-Cola is $48 a share. $48.78 to be exact. So we want to look at the dividends, right? We know they pay a quarterly dividend that's 41 cents, which is about 3.36% of your money. You multiply that by 4, 41 times 4 equals $1.64. So every year, annually, your $48 will make you $1.64 if you invested in Coca-Cola, right? So now, let's keep going. Let's look at McDonald's. McDonald's right here, right? Now, McDonald's costs a little bit more. McDonald's is $213 a share. And you're like, okay, man, that's a lot. So we're looking at the dividends. You're going to make $1.29 a quarter, which is 2.42% of your money. So annually, you'll make $5.16. And that sounds good, that $5, but you also got to remember, you got $213 wrapped up into getting only like the 2% of your money, So if you're looking at it from a dividend perspective, you're like, man, why would I invest in McDonald's, right? So there's a little bit more additional research you can do. So right now, all this data we see is underneath the snapshot. Right next to snapshot is charts. we're going to click charts, and I'm going to show you some stuff about charts. So in these charts, it just gives you some simple output, right? You got different amounts of time that you can look at. It's like 1 day, 3 day, 5 day, 1 month, 3 month. So right now, this is a 1 year view. So we're just going to bump it up a little bit and go to 5 years. So as you are going left and right in this chart, you'll see all these numbers right here change. And it's just basically telling you, so right here on this specific spot, it's going to be like October 31st, 2016. The highest the stock was that day was $112. The lowest was $110. And it just kind of lets you know where it falls at during that time. So what I'm trying to show you right here is McDonald's within a 5-year span. If we're looking for the kind of like the low part of the chart, it's about like right here. You can see the low is $110. Now, if we go to the high part, kind of like right here, the high is $231. And that's not too far off than where it is right now at $213. But just in the 5-year time span, McDonald's, they damn near doubled their stock price. So you might not be getting big dividends for them, but you're also getting growth from them. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you kind of get the best of both worlds, trying to figure out where they stand in there. So if we go back to Cisco, like I said, this is the snapshot view. Let's go to the chart view. In the chart view, we're going to go to a 5-year, right? So looking at this in the 5-year time span, if we go to like the low is about $22. The highest has been probably about $56. And right now it's about $45. But even in that 5-year span, between the 20 and like the 50, Cisco just about doubled their stock too. You know, the only difference is the cost per share. You would have more Cisco stock than you would with the McDonald's stock because you can just buy more with the amount of money. But this is just kind of like a quick little, some quick research that you can do to kind of figure out the stock that you want to buy. This is what I'm always doing when I'm first get a stock. Like if somebody tell me about a stock, so we go to Nike and say, hey man, you should invest in Nike. I say, all right, cool. So I go to Nike. I say, all right, Nike's $137 a share. Okay, cool. They got dividends. Let's see. All right, they paying dividends. They're paying about 0.8%, you know? So 27 cents a quarter. If I go ahead and add that up, for $137, I'll be making $1.08 annually. And I was like, okay, that's kind of good, kind of not. Let's look at the charts. I'll check my chart. I say, let's look at it in a 5-year span. So in a 5-year span, I see the low was about $52, and now it's trading at $137. So I'm like, wow. So even though the dividend may not be great, I'm still getting dividends. I'm still making more money than I would make in savings, and the company is still growing. You know, that's what I'm looking for when I'm picking these stocks. So let's say I was looking at this stock and there wasn't no growth, but it was consistent. Let's say over 5 years or so, the stock didn't really go up, it didn't really go down, but it paid good dividends. Man, I would definitely still invest because that money is still working for me. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's all about what is this money doing when it's sitting there. And that's kind of how I got into getting into stocks anyway. Once I had my safety net of savings money, to me it didn't make no sense to save more money because my money in savings wasn't making me any money. Once I figured out whatever that number was that I needed to have saved for my safety net, being able to pay mortgage or bills or car payment or whatever, once I figured out what that number was and I got to that amount in my savings account, I don't save any more money. All that extra money, I buy stocks with it. And the reason why is because they pay dividends. And the dividends are making more money than that money in savings. You know? So this is how I would recommend anyone starting. Get you a stock, go into your account, throw the symbol in there, look it up, see what the price is. Once you figure out what the price is, check the snapshot. What's the dividend? What's the percentage? And then do a little bit more research with the chart and check out the time frame, 5 years, 10 years. Stocks that's been around for a while, like I said, Nike, Coca-Cola, these stocks ain't going nowhere. As long as they paying dividends and they got steady growth, you're going to make some money. It's a win-win. So when you're getting ready to pick those stocks, you got to figure out what you want. Like I said, when I'm investing in the stock market, I'm looking for dividends and I'm looking for growth. More so dividends than anything. If it doesn't have dividends, to me, I kind of almost don't even want to invest in it, because for me, the stock market, it's a long-term game. It's not a quick game. People that do penny stocks and things like that, those are things that can make you some quick money, but I don't get into that, because I think the number one thing I hear people tell me about the stock market is that, man, I don't want to watch the market every day. I don't have time to watch it go up and go down. If you're into penny stocks and things like that, then yes, you're going to need to watch the market. But if you get Coca-Cola, Nike, things that have been around like your lifespan, things that you have seen been successful for years, you're not going to be checking it every day. Yeah, it's kind of going to go up, it's kind of going to go down. But if it's pretty consistent and it's paying dividends, hey man, then you're going to make money. It's a win-win. I don't see the point in saving a whole bunch of money, because your money's not going to make money in savings. Figure out what your safety net is, figure out what your cap is, save that amount of money, and then start investing into something else. All these different paths, all these different roads, they're all going to lead to the end goal. The stock market is just a way for you to get there. So that's all I got for you. I'll catch y'all next time. We out. You know what to do. Subscribe. Rob Armstrong.